In this video, part 2 of the Supervisor training series, we will explain how to work with assignments in the Survey Solutions application. To access the Supervisor application, use an internet browser such as Google Chrome. Open the browser and then type the address of your server. For example, univ.mysurvey.solutions. Sign into the server using your Supervisor credentials that was provided to you by the headquarters user. After logging in, you will first see the Survey and Statuses report. We will discuss this report and others in more detail in Part 3 of the Supervisor training series. Now, take note of the menu bar at the top of the page. The first tab, Reports, is used to track the progress of your team. Under the Interviews tab, you can make survey case assignments and manage the quality of your team's work. Under the Teams and Roles tab, you can find tools and information to help you manage your team, such as editing the interviewer's information, follow-up activity, device information, and synchronization statistics. And lastly, under the Assignments tab, you can give new assignments to interviewers and manage already assigned ones. In this tutorial, we will show and explain the actions that can be taken in the Assignments and Interviewer tabs. Assignments. Before interviewers can do their interviews, assignments must first be given to the interviewers. To do that, first switch to the list of the assignments by clicking on the Assignments tab on the menu bar at the top of the screen. You can use the filters on the left to narrow down the list of assignments. To filter by questionnaire, click on the drop-down menu below Questionnaire. Type the name of the questionnaire and then select the questionnaire you would like to see the assignments for. To filter by the responsible interviewer, click on the drop-down menu below Responsible and select or type the interviewer's name to see a list of all the assignments for the interviewer. To filter by archive status, click on the drop-down menu below Archive Status and select either Active or Archived. The list of assignments displays the following information. The assignment ID in the first column is the unique number used to identify the assignment. The second column shows who is currently responsible for the assignment. This can either be a supervisor or an interviewer. The Interviews Needed column shows the size of the assignment, which is the maximum number of interviews that can be generated for that assignment. The size -1 means there is no limit for the assignment and the interviewer will be able to create as many interviews as they want for that assignment. The interviews in an assignment cannot be split between interviewers. For example, you cannot split an assignment of size 6 between 2 interviewers by giving 3 interviews to each interviewer. To do this, 2 new assignments should be created. Be aware that the headquarters user can change the size of an assignment if the survey needs fewer or more interviews for that assignment. The next column shows the answers for identifying questions. If that information was left blank by headquarters when making the assignment, then it should be filled out by the interviewers. The last 2 columns show when the assignment was last updated and when it was created. In this example, we will find the assignments that the supervisor will need to assign to the interviewers. For this purpose, we will use the search. Click on the search bar at the top right corner of the list of assignments and enter the search criteria. In our case, it's the supervisor's name. You can also search by information in the identifying question or by the ID number of the assignment. Select the checkbox on the left of the assignments to be assigned to an interviewer. As a supervisor, you can select multiple assignments to be assigned in a single action. Then click on the blue Assign button at the bottom of the page. A new window will pop up. Select an interview under the drop-down menu under Select Responsible. Click the blue Assign button to confirm. This will give the selected assignments to the selected interviewer. The interviewer will see these new assignments on the Interviewer dashboard under the Create New tab after the next synchronization. Reassign an assignment. You may need to reassign assignments because of interviewer performance issues, illness, or management of the team's workload. For example, moving an assignment to another interviewer on the team when the responsible interviewer has too many interviews to perform. To reassign an assignment, select the Assignments tab in the top bar. Then check the corresponding checkbox for this assignment and press the blue Assign button at the bottom. In the pop-up window, select the interviewer you want to reassign this assignment to and confirm by pressing the blue Assign button. If the previous interviewer has not received the assignment or has not created any interviews from this assignment, the newly responsible interviewer will be able to create the maximum number of interviews needed for the assignment. If the interviews from the assignment were completed and synchronized to the server already, the number of interviews needed would be fewer, and after the reassignment, that would be the maximum number of interviews that the new interviewer will be able to create. If the interviews were created or completed but have not been synchronized yet when the reassignment was done, then the new interviewer will be able to collect the maximum number of interviews from the assignment. The old interviewer will still be able to finish any interviews that are started and synchronize those completed interviews. As a result, the number of interviews conducted can be greater than the specified maximum number of interviews for the assignment. For more information, please visit our support site.